Welcome, everyone. Ready to dive into something incredible. We're talking about Shambhala today.
Oh, yeah, Shambhala.
It's like a hidden kingdom, right? All about peace and, enlightenment. People have been looking for it forever. But is it real?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it?
Some people think it's a real place.
A physical location.
Yeah. Others, think it's more of a state of mind.
A spiritual destination.
Exactly. Or maybe, a metaphor.
A symbol of something deeper.
So many possibilities. We're going to look into all of them. Ancient texts, explorers' journals, even prophecies.
It's a really fascinating journey.
Ready to get started?
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
Okay.
We need ice for this hot podcast. Settle sink.
So first things first, Shambhala. It's not just some, obscure legend, right?
No, not at all. It's captured imaginations for centuries, across cultures even. Has all these different names: place of peace, forbidden land, land of white waters.
I've even heard Shangri-La.
Exactly. But the core idea is always the same. It's this hidden paradise.
Where everything's, perfect.
Yeah. Where wisdom and spiritual perfection are just the way of life.
Wow. Okay, but where does this whole Shambhala thing even come from?
The earliest mentions go way back, thousands of years. We find it in ancient texts, like the Kalachakra Tantra.
That's a Buddhist scripture, right?
Yes. And in the Buddhist tradition, Shambhala is ruled by Maitreya.
Who's Maitreya?
The future Buddha.
Ah.
And for Buddhists, it's like the ultimate goal, this utopia where everyone's enlightened.
So like a Buddhist paradise.
Yeah, you could say that. But there's more to it. We also find mentions of a similar hidden land in bone scriptures.
Bone.
It's a spiritual tradition that predates Tibetan Buddhism in that region.
Interesting. So even older than Buddhism.
Right. And then there's the Hindu connection. Texts like the Vishnu Purana talk about Shambhala too.
No way. So it's not just a Buddhist thing.
Not at all. In Hinduism, it's linked to Kalki.
Wait, who's Kalki now?
Kalki is the final incarnation of Vishnu who's supposed to come and start a new golden age.
Whoa. So this idea of a hidden paradise, it's all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Different cultures, different religions.
It really makes you wonder if there's some deeper truth connecting them all.
Yeah, some shared origin or something. This is blowing my mind already. But let's stick with the Buddhist tradition for a sec. What does Shambhala represent to them?
For Tibetan Buddhists, it embodies their core values: peace, wisdom, and compassion.
Right.
It's not just a place, it's an ideal. The ultimate goal of enlightenment.
Makes sense.
And get this, it's also connected to Mount Meru.
Mount Meru?
It's the center of the universe in Buddhist cosmology.
Wow, so Shambhala is at the very center of their beliefs.
Exactly. It's incredibly significant to them.
Okay, so it's not just geographically hidden, but also, super spiritually important.
Right.
But did people actually believe they could find this place? Physically go there?
Oh, absolutely. The allure of Shambhala has fueled countless expeditions.
Real people going out there, searching for it.
Yep. Explorers venturing into the Himalayas, risking their lives to find this hidden kingdom.
Wow. So not just monks meditating, but real adventurers.
Exactly. Like Sandor Soma de Kuros, a Hungarian scholar who was one of the first Europeans to bring the Shambhala legend to the West.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
And Helena Blavatsky, the famous theosophist. She was also fascinated by Shambhala.
So it wasn't just spiritual seekers, but scholars and, what was she again?
A theosophist.
Right, theosophist. Mm-hmm. They were all interested in Shambhala.
Yes. And then you have the Roriks.
The Roriks?
A Russian couple. They led multiple expeditions to Central Asia in the 1920s and 30s. They were convinced Beluga Mountain was a gateway to Shambhala.
No way. They really thought they could find it.
They really did. And they kept detailed records of their travels.
So what happened? Did they find anything?
Well, despite their best efforts, they didn't uncover any definitive proof.
Oh, that's too bad. So all these people searching, but no one ever found it?
That's right. But it's not for lack of trying.
So where did they think Shambhala was hidden?
There are lots of theories about that. Some believe it's hidden in the Himalayas, maybe in places like the Dauladhar Mountains.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Or the Sutlej Valley or Xinjiang province in China.
So real places on a map.
Yes. And some texts describe it as a city laid out like a mandala.
A mandala.
You know those intricate circular designs?
Right.
With 3 mandalas on a central axis.
Wow, a hidden mandala city in the Himalayas.
It's quite a vivid image.
No kidding.
Yeah.
But how would you even get to a place like that?
Well, some legends say the entrance is concealed within a remote monastery.
A secret monastery.
Cool. Guarded by beings known as the Shambhala Guardians.
Wait, guardians? Like mystical warriors?
It's all part of the legend.
This is amazing. But wait, there's more, right? You said there were other theories about where Shambhala is?
Oh, yes. Some get even more, how should I say, unconventional.
Unconventional, huh? Like what?
Well, there's the idea that Shambhala isn't a physical place at all.
What? So where is it?
It's thought to be an extra-dimensional reality. Maybe on the astral plane.
Whoa, astral plane, like out-of-body experiences and stuff.
Exactly. This theory suggests it exists beyond our physical senses.
So not just a hidden city, but a hidden dimension.
Right. Accessible only through certain practices like meditation or astral projection.
This is getting pretty mind-bending. So it's not just a geographical mystery, but like a whole different reality.
You could say that.
Wow. So hidden city, alternate dimension. What else?
Oh, there's one more interpretation.
Okay, I'm ready.
Some people believe Shambhala isn't a place at all. It's a state of mind.
A state of mind.
Yes, an inner sanctuary, like a metaphor for enlightenment and spiritual awakening.
Ooh, deep.
It's about the potential within each of us, you see. The possibility of cultivating peace and wisdom within ourselves.
So it's not about finding a place on a map, but finding a place within yourself.
Exactly. The true journey to Shambhala is an inward one.
That's a powerful idea. So we have hidden cities, astral planes, states of mind. How do we even begin to make sense of all this?
That's the beauty of Shambhala, isn't it? It pushes us to think outside the box, to explore different possibilities, and to find our own meaning within the myth.
I guess you're right. It's not about finding the one right answer, but about asking the right questions.
Exactly.
This is incredible. But before we go any further, we need to acknowledge that these powerful narratives, that they can be like misused, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Even the most beautiful myths can be twisted to serve harmful agendas.
Yeah, that's a really important point. We need to be mindful of that.
Definitely. We'll explore that aspect more after a quick break. We were just talking about how these myths, even one like Shambhala, can be misused.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer, right? Like this idea of a paradise, but then people twisting it for their own bad purposes.
Exactly, like those Nazi expeditions to Tibet.
Oh, right, those.
They were obsessed with finding Shambhala. They thought it would, prove their ideas about Aryan origins.
It's crazy how they tried to use this myth for, their whole ideology.
It shows how powerful these stories can be, and how important it is to be careful with them.
Totally. We have to, engage with them responsibly. So how do we do that?
Well, I think it starts with critical thinking, being aware that any narrative, no matter how appealing, can be manipulated.
Right. Don't just blindly believe everything you hear.
Exactly, and always come back to the core values of the myth itself. With Shambhala, it's peace, wisdom, compassion.
So if someone's using Shambhala to promote violence or hatred, you know something's wrong.
Exactly. It's a perversion of the myth's true essence.
Right. Okay, so enough with the serious stuff for a sec. You mentioned earlier that Shambhala shows up in pop culture.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Makes sense. It's such a cool concept. What are some examples?
Well, there's James Hilton's novel, Lost Horizon. That's where the idea of Shangri-La comes from.
Oh, right. That hidden paradise in the Himalayas.
Exactly. Clearly inspired by Shambhala.
I love that book. But that's fiction, right? What about, more modern stuff?
There's a movie coming out in 2024, actually, called Shambhala.
No way. That's awesome. So this ancient myth is still inspiring people today.
Absolutely.
Okay, but beyond pop culture, are there real groups or communities that connect to Shambhala?
Yes, definitely. There are groups that draw inspiration from the myth and try to, live by its principles.
So not just reading about it, but actually trying to make it real in their lives.
Exactly. There's a whole spectrum, from formal organizations with specific teachings to more informal groups.
Like what kind of organizations?
Well, there's the Shambhala lineage. It was founded by a Tibetan Buddhist teacher, Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche.
So they have actual teachings based on Shambhala.
Yes. They focus on things like meditation, mindfulness, and a kind of warriorship.
Warriorship, like fighting.
Not in the traditional sense. It's more about inner strength, facing challenges with courage.
Interesting. What about those informal groups? How do they connect?
Well, nowadays, it's easy to find people online who share your interests. There are forums, websites, even local meetups for people interested in Shambhala.
So it's like a virtual Shambhala with people connecting from all over the world.
You could say that.
That's pretty cool. But let's be real, not everyone's going to buy into this. There are going to be skeptics who think it's all, just a fairy tale.
Of course, skepticism is healthy, especially when dealing with unconventional ideas.
So you're not saying we should just blindly believe everything about Shambhala?
No, not at all. It's about doing your own research, thinking critically, and deciding for yourself what resonates.
So if something feels off, it's okay to walk away.
Exactly. There's no pressure to believe anything you don't feel comfortable with.
I like that. It puts the power back in the individual's hands. But I'm curious, after diving so deep into this, what does Shambhala mean to you?
That's a good question. I think for me, it represents the possibility of a better world. A world where we've, transcended our current limitations.
A world where we've achieved that, higher level of consciousness.
Yes. It's a symbol of hope and inspiration.
I love that. But what about those prophecies we talked about? The one with the Kalki king coming to usher in a golden age.
Yes, the prophecies.
What do you make of them?
Well, they add a layer of mystery and intrigue to the whole thing. They offer a glimpse into a potential future.
A future where, good triumphs over evil.
Exactly. Remember, the Kalachakra Tantra predicts the 25th Kalki king will emerge from Shambhala in the year 2424 or 2425.
Yeah, to lead an army against darkness and start this new golden age. But, is that literal? Are we expecting an actual warrior king to show up?
That's where interpretation comes in. Many believe it's symbolic.
Symbolic.
Yes. Not a physical battle, but a spiritual transformation. A shift in consciousness that brings about a more enlightened era.
So not about armies and weapons, but about overcoming our own, inner darkness.
Precisely. It's about each of us becoming Kalki kings and queens, working to create a more just and compassionate society.
I love that. It's so empowering. But how does that happen? How do we get to this, Shambhala-inspired golden age?
Well, that's where things get more speculative.
Speculative.
Yeah, there's no clear roadmap. Some think it will be a gradual process, a slow awakening of humanity.
Others think it'll be more sudden, like a big breakthrough.
Right. It's more about, embracing the possibility and working towards it in our own ways.
So no one right answer, just a shared goal.
Exactly. The prophecies invite us to imagine a better future, to believe it's possible, and to work towards it.
This is getting really exciting. But before we get too carried away with visions of utopia, let's take a moment to explore the even more mind-bending theories about Shambhala. All right, we're back and ready to really get into the weird stuff.
This is where we go beyond maps and meditation even.
Deeper into the rabbit hole.
We're talking hidden knowledge, alternate dimensions, the real secrets of Shambhala.
Okay, now you're speaking my language. This is giving me ancient astronaut vibes, lost civilizations, secret technology, maybe even a hidden group protecting ancient wisdom.
You're not far off. There's this idea that Shambhala isn't just a place, it's a source of knowledge, really advanced stuff preserved for centuries.
So we're not just talking meditation techniques here.
This is next level. Some theories say Shambhala holds the keys to understanding, the whole universe, consciousness, the secrets of time and space.
Wait, hold on. Time travel. Are we talking interdimensional beings?
I wouldn't rule anything out. The point is, these theories suggest knowledge far beyond what we currently understand.
This is wild. But how could such knowledge be kept secret for so long? Who's guarding it?
Lots of theories about that too. Some believe there are secret lineages, hidden masters passing down this knowledge throughout history.
Ooh, secret societies. I knew it.
Others talk about ancient texts, powerful artifacts hidden away in remote locations waiting to be found.
This is straight out of a movie. But is there any proof? Or is it all just speculation?
As with most things, Shambhala, concrete evidence is hard to come by. A lot of what we know is from old texts, stories passed down, and people's personal experiences. It's a realm where intuition and interpretation are really important.
So it's not about hard facts. It's about, feeling your way through the mystery.
In a way, yes. It's about being open to new ways of knowing, new ways of seeing the world.
Okay, I can dig that.
Yeah.
But with so many different interpretations, how do we even approach Shambhala? Do we just pick what we want to believe?
That's part of the challenge and the beauty. Shambhala invites us to explore, to push our understanding, and to find our own personal meaning within this complex myth.
So it's like a mirror, reflecting our own beliefs and hopes back at us.
I like that. Whether it's a hidden kingdom, a state of mind, or something else entirely, Shambhala speaks to our deepest desires for peace, enlightenment, a better world.
It's like a beacon, showing us what's possible.
Exactly. It reminds us of the potential of human consciousness and the possibility of a future where those ideals become reality.
This has been an incredible journey. We've covered so much, from ancient history to, the future of humanity.
And maybe those two things aren't so separate after all. Who knows what secrets Shambhala holds?
Chills. Okay, for everyone listening who's as fascinated by this as we are, keep exploring, keep questioning. Your own connection to Shambhala is out there.
Maybe in searching for Shambhala, we not only learn about the world, but about ourselves.
That's a great point. Well, folks, that's our deep dive into the world of Shambhala. We hope you enjoyed it. Keep those minds open and those hearts compassionate.
And may the wisdom of Shambhala guide your path.
That's a wrap. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive, where we'll explore another amazing mystery. Until then, stay curious.
We need ice for this hot podcast. Saddle sink.